Well, greetings everybody. I hope you're all doing good today. It's pretty wet and cold out here in Northern California. From the Los Angeles Daily News Executive Branch. Voters await economic revival in a part of pro-Trump America. Okay. Posted today at 7:24 a.m., just a little while ago. Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. She tucked 13 envelopes from a cabinet above the stove, each one labeled with a different debt. The house payment, the student loans, the vacuum cleaner she bought on credit. Lydia Holt and her husband tucked money into these envelopes with each paycheck to whittle away at what they owe. Been there. They both earn about $10 an hour, and with 2 kids it's hard. It's hard. I raised one on $10 an hour. I raised one on $10 an hour in the most expensive place in the United States, Hawaii. Anyways, so I can understand this. See, they both earn about $10 an hour, and with 2 kids, there's usually some envelopes, obviously, that they can't fill. She did the math, and at this rate, they'll be paying these same bills for 87 years. Guess who's going to get those bills? Your children. In 2012, Holt voted for Barack Obama because he promised her change. Well, Holt, he fulfilled that promise. He did bring change. He never said what kind of change. Right? Good or bad. He brought bad change. But she feels that change hasn't reached her here because the change you're looking for never happened. Okay, so last year she chose a presidential candidate unlike any she'd ever seen. The billionaire businessman who promised to help America and people like her win again. Same rhetoric they always use. Now, I started out, what's the word? Giving President Trump the benefit of the doubt. But I don't know about him, you guys. I've got that feeling that I got that feeling, hard to explain. Okay. Many of her neighbors did too. So many that for the first time in more than 30 years, Crawford County, Wisconsin, a sturdy brick in the once mighty Big Blue Wall, abandoned the Democratic Party, and that wall crumbled. The rural county lent Donald Trump 3,844 votes towards his win. More came from formerly blue counties to the north and to the south, and on and on. Some 50 counties stretching 300 miles down the Mississippi River through Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Illinois transformed in one election season into Trump County. They voted for Trump for an array of reasons, and the list of grievances they hope he now corrects is long and exacting. Stagnant wages, the cost of health care, a hard-to-define feeling, that feeling I have right now. A hard-to-define feeling that things are not getting better. At least, not for people like them, or people like me. Here in Crawford County, residents often recite 2 facts about their hometown. The first one proudly. It is the second oldest community in the state. The next is that it's also one of the poorest. There are no rusted-out factories to embody this discontent. The main street of Prairie du Chien butts up against the Mississippi River and bustles with tourists come summer. Pickup trucks crowd parking lots at the 3M plant and Cabela's distribution center, where hundreds work. Just a few vacant storefronts hint at the seething resentment that life still seems harder here than it should. In this place that astonished America when it helped hand Trump the White House, many of those who chose him greeted the frenetic opening acts of his presidency with a shrug. Immigration is not their top concern, and so they watched with some trepidation as Trump signed orders to build a wall on the Mexico border and bar immigrants from 7 Muslim countries, sowing chaos around the world. Absolutely. He did that real quick, huh? Among them is a woman who works for $10.50 an hour in a sewing factory, who still admires Obama. Honey, that's your problem. Get over your admiration. Bristles at Trump's bluster, but can't afford health insurance. You can thank Obama for that. Right? And the dairy farmer who thinks Trump is a jerk. Let's see, somebody needs to get some Gorilla Glue and glue his lips shut. But has watched his profits plummet and was willing to take a risk. Okay. There's a man who owns an engine repair shop and struggles to keep the lights on, and a bartender who cringes when he sees "Made in China" printed on American goods. There's also Holt, who makes $400 a week as a lawyer's assistant. And whose husband doesn't do much better at a car parts store. She is enthusiastic that Trump started quickly doing the things he said he would, but she worries that by the time their sons grow up, there'll be nothing left for them here. In the corner of Middle America, in this one small slice of the nation that sent Trump to Washington, they are watching and they are waiting, their hopes pinned on promised economic renaissance. And if 4 years from now the change he pledged hasn't found them here, the people of Crawford County said they might change again to someone else. Catherine Kramer, a political science professor at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, coined a name for what's happening in her state's rural pockets: the politics of resentment. Okay. She spent years traveling to small towns and talking to people at diners and gas stations. And when she asked which political party best represented them, their answers almost always sounded something like this: "Are you crazy, lady? Neither party is representing people around here." People have been looking for a politician who is going to change that, going to listen to them, do it differently, she said. People, a lot of times, don't have specifics about what that means. They just know that however government is operating currently is not working for them. It's not working for anybody but them. Let's see. In Crawford County, with just 16,000 residents, that dissatisfaction stems from feeling left behind as other places prospered. Let me tell you, Crawford County, you're not alone. Okay? There's lots of counties out here, all around the United States, that are just like you. Anyhow, this is a pretty long article. I will post this link. Let's go down here. Okay. Still, much of the economic anxiety is based not on measurable decay, but rather a perception that life is decaying, said Jim Bowman, director of the county's Economic Development Corporation. There are higher paying jobs, in welding for example, but companies can't find enough workers with the right training, Bowman said. The county's $44,000 a year median household income is a year. Median household income is $9,000 less than the States. But the cost of living is lower too. So, scroll down here. Quotes. If you ask anybody here, we'll all tell you the same thing. We're tired of living like this. We've been railroaded, run over by politicians, and run over by lawmakers and laws, said Mark Burns, leaning through the service window in the small engine repair shop downtown that he can barely keep open anymore. He drives a 14-year-old truck with 207,000 miles on it because he doesn't make enough profit to buy a new one. He jumps, quotes about Trump, he jumps on every bandwagon there is. It's a mess, he said, bemoaning what he described as quantity over quality. Sign approach to governing. And that's what Trump is doing. Sign as quickly as possible. Create chaos. And he is. I can see chaos coming. But let's try and hang on to that American dream anyway. Okay. So I'll post this link below. As you can see. Alright, time's up on this one. And until next time, wherever you are, stay warm, stay dry, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.